The USS Texas BB-35 is a ship with quite a remarkable history and a very long history, because this ship actually still exists to this day. The last time I checked on it, it was in a pretty bad shape, but work was begun in a dry dock to patch it up, and I hope that at some point this remarkable ship will become a museum ship again, because I definitely want to visit it. Two amazing stories that happened at around the D-Day landings in 1944 in northern France were the following. First of all, it not just shelled the beaches, but also gave some counter-battery fire to some machine gun nests and also some snipers, which then were counter-sniped with 14-inch guns. And the most famous story was when it was ordered to shoot at German troops that were technically outside of its 14-inch gun range because of the limited elevation. Thus, the captain ordered some torpedo bulges to be flooded to a bit to give it an extra listing of 2 degrees, so that the elevation was enough to shoot at the German troops who thought that they were safe, and the fire apparently was very effective. Let's have a look at the ship in War Thunder. Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder. To give you the proper greeting, today I will have the last of the first impression videos on the USS Texas, and this is a battle rating 6.7 rank 6 tech tree ship that is now between the USS Fargo and USS Brooklyn, which have been folded, and the USS Arizona, which is technically its successor but shares the battle rating with the USS Texas, USS Nevada, USS Arkansas, and USS Wyoming of 6.7. The ship is equipped with 14-inch guns, 10 of them in 5 twin turrets, which have a 40-second reload, and this makes the ship a great sniper at long range, where you should really make sure that every salvo hits the target, where you also should angle to get the most out of the all or nothing armor scheme, although it's nearly not as effective as the USS Arizona, to which I will talk in just a moment. And when it comes to anti-cruiser work, I think that ships like the USS Arkansas and the USS Wyoming, which not just have more guns but also a shorter reload, are just significantly more effective in my opinion. And if you want an anti-battleship, then the USS Arizona with 12 instead of 10 guns and also better armor is more effective. But you also still can make the USS Texas work. Also, it has radar, an anti-torpedo protection system worth 250 kilograms of TNT absorption capacity, and also a lot, and I mean a lot, of AA. 44 single 20mm, 10 quadruple 40mm mountings, 10 3-inch-50 Mark 10 guns that probably have proximity fuse HE shells, and the before mentioned radar make this potent and lethal at short range. But if you just angle at range and you're stationary, watch out for those Frix X droppers. Your secondaries of 3 5-inch guns per side are not really worth mentioning. The ship also doesn't have the best firing angles for the super firing turrets, and it's best angled in reverse. Now, why is that? First of all, the belt, well, the ship sits a bit too high in the water, I think, and the main armor belt of 12 inches or 305mm is relatively narrow, so diving shells can be an issue. And then the main belt also gets narrower to the top, so there's a tiny strip of 280mm, and the upper strip, which is as big as the main belt, is 228mm, where it then meets with the top deck of 69 and 62mm respectively for the front part of the ship, and over the machinery it's only 44mm thick, and below that it's only a splinter deck of 38.1mm, and over the machinery only 25.4mm. and the bulkheads on the front of the ship and the rear of the ship is only 254 millimeters. And there's also some curvature, so the armor is not as thick and consistent as on the USS Arizona. So it's a little dangerous. The barbettes for the main turrets are 305 millimeters, and the turret faces themselves have a whopping 355 millimeters of armor and are sloped backwards at 45 degrees, giving it an effective thickness of roughly 500 millimeters. So in reverse, there is actually, funnily enough, a housing for, I guess, the steering gears, with a top armor of 44 millimeters, a side armor of 152 millimeters, and then below that, what only can be described as a turtleback of 3 inches or 76 millimeters. And that is before the bulkhead, so reverse angling gives you not just better firing angles, but also better armor a little bit. And this is where we come to the main weakness, and that is that on the main armor belt, if an enemy cruiser even hits the 228 millimeters, the shell can punch through this, go under the main deck, but through the relatively thin 38 millimeter armor or splinter deck protection right into the magazine. And that is a really big weakness, and you have to watch out for this. So always angle the ship at long ranges and prioritize the targets that you actually can kill. Then let's come to the shells. Remember, 40 seconds reload, so even less reason to load the HE with nose fuse. So it's no SAP round, it's no base fuse HE, it's normal nose fuse HE. 46.6 kilograms of TNT yield, giving you 71 millimeters of penetration, but it's not worth it, and I used 95% of the times the 14-inch Mark 8 APCBC, which has a muzzle velocity of 823 meters per second, a TNT equivalent bursting charge of 15.2 kilograms, which is nice, but not the best, and a penetration of 637 millimeters at 1 kilometer. At 5 kilometers, still 536 millimeters, and at 10 kilometers, still 439 millimeters. With that, you actually can threaten a lot of battleships, and this is what the ship is best to do, is best at, namely to target enemy battleships and battle cruisers and take your sweet time aiming, correcting the distance, maybe do the turret ranging shooting, spreading out the shots a little bit so that if you get multiple hits that are not all in the same section, make the ship as effective as possible. Yet I just can't get rid of the feeling that there are so many other battleships that are just better and you're fighting top tier all the time. While a ship like the Alaska doesn't have the armor, it has more speed, better AA, and a much higher rate of fire, which is only half the reload of the USS Texas. Germany not just has the Scharnhorst, but also the Bayern, and also all the other 6.3 battleships have a 20-second reload. They are significantly better versus cruisers. The Soviets have not just the Poltava, the Imperatrica Maria, the Marat, but also the Patritskaya Kommuna and the Kronstadt. Especially the Kronstadt can be nasty. The British still have the HMS Marlborough, the HMS Hood, and also the HMS Renown since the event. Japan, while not having a premium battleship, has the Haruna, the Kongo, but also the Fuso, Hyuga, and Ise, all with 12 14-inch guns with 30-second reload. And yeah, we still wait for Italy and France to become relevant at all. So the American Navy has a good addition to the lineup, but it's just more of the same. And it struggles a little bit at 6.7. That's just how it is. I want to like the ship, but sometimes it's really difficult. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section what your verdict on this ship is. Do you like this first impression gameplay style videos, or do you want to more statistics? Do you like if I would make a video what is currently the best battleship, battle cruiser in the game? let me know in the comment section down below. As usual, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Please give this video a like if you did. For you it's just a click, for me it means the world. Subscribe and hit the bell if you want to see more, and as usual, we will see each other on the battlefields, in the skies and on the waves of War Thunder.